here with Tom Shanahan, who is Kendlebell Fairview office. Tom, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Tell us a little bit about Kendlebell and what services you provide.
Well, as you're aware, in today's economy, every person and every company is trying to save money. And Kendlebell provide a whole range of telephone answering and other services which will allow companies to save.
Tell us about telephone answering then. What's that all about?
Well, we have a team of PAs who will answer the call on your behalf. You can either forward your phones onto us, or we'll give you a telephone number to which people can dial into. We'll answer the calls in your name and answer it in a very personalised fashion. The PA will identify herself by her first name, and we can either take messages on your behalf and text or email those messages to you, or we can transfer the call through to you. We can patch a call through to you.
Virtual reception, what's that all about?
It's where companies can forward their reception to a Kendlebell office. We'll answer in the name of the company and handle calls like any receptionist would, except that we're handling this virtually. We're not in their office. When we take the call, we'll park the call and then try to transfer the call through to direct extensions of their staff, or in some cases to their mobiles.
Diary management. This sounds like a very complicated service, but you obviously can provide it and successfully do provide it. So how do you do that?
Well, diary management is actually quite simple. What we do on behalf of a number of our customers, and in many cases they'd be professionals like doctors or dentists, psychologists, physiotherapists, we will act as their centre for recording appointments, etc. So we'll run a diary on their behalf. They'll have access to that diary by way of a username and password. We'll record their appointments as they come in. We'll deal with cancellations as they come in, and both our customer and our own diaries will always be in sync. And it allows the professionals to get on with their core activity.
Order taking is a critical part, obviously, of most people's businesses where there's a critical sales point. Are people confident enough in your business to be able to hand that critical task to you?
Order taking is becoming a bigger part of the services we provide. People don't necessarily want to have people on hand in their company full time to take orders. So what they'll do is they'll outsource the order taking to us. We'll provide them with a customer service number. Their customers will dial in and we'll take the orders.
And what about your staff knowing the information to take the order? Obviously they have to take on quite a bit of information. Does that work okay?
It does. Typically with a client, we'll have a customer training session with them before we start taking their orders. We'll get them to brief us in the same way as they train one of their ordinary order taking people in their own company. We'll also in most cases have access to their website, so if there are questions that we need to answer, we'll be in a position to do it.
Customer service. Customer service is obviously an area where there quite often are issues. The product didn't turn up, it fell apart, it broke, it doesn't work, or whatever. So again, a lot of knowledge is needed and expertise and knowing where to find the information to be able to get the customer happy again. This is something you do and it works well?
Yeah, progressively more and more companies are outsourcing customer service as well. We would handle what's described in technical terms as level 1 customer service. Our PAs would be trained and have enough product or service knowledge to be able to deal with basic queries.
Online card processing, credit card processing. You provide this in a secure way, presumably. There's security issues involved in there, and there's also getting the payment quickly into the customer's account. Does that all happen well?
It does, yeah. We handle a number of customers now in this way, where we're taking payment on their behalf through credit cards. The money is going into our bank account, we're transferring it straight to their bank account, and we charge them a transaction fee and a credit card percentage for doing it.
Out of hours service, I mean that's self-explanatory. It's 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, etc. That's a great service to have, obviously, if you don't want to be phoned by your customers 24 hours a day. However, what about upgrading to, say, emergency response or disaster recovery, where, for instance, the company may have a product that is faulty and all of a sudden 2 people are taking hundreds of calls in the day and they can't manage it. Can you take on that task, that role?
Yeah, on the 24-hour side, we have a centralised 24-hour centre, and they're in a position to take all calls out of hours. With regard to emergency operations, Kendlebell is particularly well set up to do this. Because we have a number of offices, we're in a position to overflow calls from one office to another.
Who will typically use the Kendlebell service? What type of industries?
We work with a number of franchises. Examples would be ChemDry or Tax Assist. And the reason it works so well is that the typical franchise network will have a number of offices. We can centralise a lot of the customer service activity through one Kendlebell office.
What about large business, publicly quoted companies? Do you have any of those as customers?
Yes, we do. We have a couple of PLCs. You may know of Datalex or Houghton Mifflin Houghton.
What about large recognisable brands in the Irish market?
We've dealt with AIB, we've dealt with Ulster Bank, Senator Windows, Relax Payments.
But what about the small guy, the one-man show? Are they of value to you?
Absolutely, and a good deal of our customers would be small businesses, maybe have 1 to 5 employees, where the principal is busy, he's out and about, doesn't have time to take phone calls, but wants to convey a professional image to the general public. So in those cases, we'll act as their telephone answering centre. We'll send them messages by email or text during the day, and an email summary at the end of a day.
And what about foreign companies coming into Ireland and requiring, because obviously they may not have the same resources as a homegrown company will have, and the network that goes with that?
What we will do is we'll give them a business address and an Irish phone number. They'll put it on their website or on headed paper or whatever, and calls will come in and we'll take them on their behalf. We run a free week's trial, which allows our customers to try the service free of charge for a week. We'll give them a Kendlebell number and they can forward their line to us. We'll answer the calls on their behalf during that week.
So, I want to sign up. Who do I call?
Well, if you call 1-800-848-646, you'll get through to some of our Kendlebell people, and we'll only be too happy to help you.
Tom Shanahan, thank you very much for talking to us.
And thank you.